Hi, I'm Dave Early. Welcome to day 21. Congratulations of our 21 days of prayer, our big prayer challenge. Today we're going to talk about the final key to answered prayer, and that is understanding the reasons for unanswered prayer. Maybe you've gone through these whole 21 days and you haven't seen the answers you were praying for. Why is that? What's going on? Why am I not seeing the answers? Well, there can be several big reasons why this is happening. When I'm not seeing answers, I start with myself. Maybe I've got sin in my life I'm not dealing with. Maybe there's somebody I need to forgive. Maybe I've got doubt in my heart. I'm just not believing God's going to answer. Those things will all block your answers from coming. If you got sin in your life, deal with it. You got unforgiveness in your life, choose to forgive. You got doubt in your heart, choose to believe. Maybe my motives need changing. I have asked myself, am I praying for the wrong thing? Am I praying for the wrong reason? Or maybe it's not anything negative. I need to add positive. Maybe I need to add fasting and I haven't done it. Maybe I need to get some other people praying with me about this thing. Maybe I just need to persevere. The answer is not going to come when I want it, but if I keep praying, God will send the answer. So, first of all, I start with myself. Is it me? Then I go to God. Am I not getting the answer because of God? Think about it. God doesn't need to explain himself. Sometimes God does things that don't make sense to me. That's because he's God and I'm not. God's ways aren't our ways. Hey, if I was God, I would do this, but I'm not God. God's ways are not my ways. God works on his time, not my timetable. God's working on his calendar, his schedule, not mine. He's never in a hurry. He's eternal. He's never in a rush. He's working on his timetable. God withholds little answers now, often to give us bigger answers later. Why give you a little answer now when God wants to work this all out and bring you a big answer later? Think about Joseph. He got sold into slavery. He got thrown into prison. He got forgotten. If God would have answered along the way, I'm sure he prayed about escaping, about being set free, about being vindicated, about being able to go home. He got none of those answers because God was waiting to do a bigger thing, bigger than Joseph possibly imagined, make him prime minister of Egypt. God withholds little answers now to give big answers later. God's plans are better than mine. I've thought, okay, God, if you would just do this, that would be great. And God didn't do it that way. But when God did do it, I realized God's smarter than I am. He did it better than I even imagined. Yay, God. God's concerned more about your godliness than about your happiness. Maybe God is wanting to grow your faith. He's wanting to grow you up. He's wanting to mature you. And so this process of unanswered prayer that you're seeing is God working in your life to increase your godliness. And right now, it's not a happy time, but it's a time where God is growing your godliness. Because at the end of the day, God really is more concerned about your godliness than he is about your happiness. One day he's going to put you in a place of eternal happiness. But your ability to enjoy it is going to be contingent on how much godliness you've gained in this life. So, if I've got unanswered prayer, is it because of myself? Is it because of the sovereignty of God? Or is it spiritual warfare? Daniel chapter 10 teaches us that sometimes God's sending the answer, but the enemy is blocking the answer from getting through. Daniel fought that by praying for 21 days with fasting. And eventually, God broke through the enemy interference, and Gabriel, the messenger angel, delivered Daniel's answer. Read Daniel chapter 10. Spiritual warfare could be what's holding this up. So you got to do some battle on your knees, and a lot of times that includes fasting and persevering prayer. Well, you say, Dave, I'm in the desert right now. What do I do? Let me give you 3 words that I do. Surrender. Okay, God, this isn't what I wanted. This is not the way I would do it. I surrender. I believe you're smarter, you're better, you're good. I'm going to surrender it to you. I'm going to surrender this situation where I'm not seeing answers. I'm going to surrender this request to you. I'm going to surrender my will to you. And I'm just going to trust you. I'm going to trust you that as I keep bringing this to your attention, that you're hearing me and that you are working. I'm just going to trust you. And God, at the end of the day, I'm going to keep praying until something happens. I'm going to push. I'm going to keep praying until something happens. I'm not giving up. I'm not going away. I'm going to keep going whether I'm in the desert or not, because God, you are still God and you are still good. Well, I hope you enjoyed these 21 days of prayer. I hope it's grown your prayer life. I hope you've seen answers to prayer and you have learned what you need to live a life of answered prayer. I would love it if you'd send me a testimony. You can do it on a comment on this video, or you can send me an email. If you've registered, www.21daysprayer.org, 21daysprayer.org. You can send me an email. I would love to hear your testimony of how God answered your prayer in the last 21 days. God bless you, and keep joining us. We make videos five days a week. You can follow us on YouTube or Facebook. We want to help you grow as a disciple of Jesus Christ who's able to make disciples of Jesus Christ.